as threatened, promised, one of the two, I said I might be back with another video, and well, as it's obvious, here I am. So I've had a chat with Gary of Oak Hill, and he has confirmed what was said about it's not just a simple case with buildings, even just scaling them down to make TT120 versions of those. Now, I have given it much thought, and I had a nice message from Anthony Dodge on the last video saying, or you could look at these companies do figures and stuff, it might be something useful there. Basically, you know, I went and had a look, and yeah, there's some passenger figures that might be useful. I'm going to be needing to look for 50 star ones now, late 40s, 50s, and try and stick around, well, the BR period now up to the dieselisation to crossover, mostly in the 50s where you got the blood encrusted coaches. But I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face. It makes sense ultimately because you get the Britannias when they come out. Also, the Black Fives have a BR livery. It's not the prettiest livery the Duchess has ever worn, green, but one, it's got some benefits, which I do like on the Duchess. Not a massive fan of that. It's going to be an interesting opportunity to have them without, but I really have not budgeted for that to arrive this month coming. It must have been a thing all along. I must have completely misread it and really cocked up there. Which is actually funny because in the message I sent to Rails earlier about it, I said, you know, it seems to be ever true the statement, if you want something doing properly, kill Baldric first, and I made sure it was known it was a Blackadder third reference. So yes, so I'm moving era up slightly. It's still the same thing, but one of the things that's really helped me there with that decision is one, you can see if I go here, you can see the screen reflecting the glasses, but you can see the room's flashing, it's flickering, it's the TV's on. A lot of the footage you can see out there is Decades of Steam has a very unique advantage of having the 1920s, 1930s, bit of the 1940s. Most of the 1940s is actually early BR, but of course during the war, if you were caught videoing trains, you could be in a lot of trouble. Can't think why. But so that they're sort of affair, but the majority of the footage you'll find is British Railways era. Now I would push it against that really hard in other scales, N, double O more so, because like my coal tank and my XRD 280 here, so I'm literally next to me in a minute, going, but look how pretty we are. Which was a consideration, just to carry on with what I was doing with the double O, and it is still a consideration, but I want to see TT as far as possible before doing that. And actually I really would love to believe that TT120 is going to be my future in UK model railways in standard gauge. I would love to believe in it. I do want to believe in it. So on that basis I went and looked for, I just did a Google search TT120 buildings, and I found some websites, and I'm going to make sure that along with the video that I did on Saturday night, which I do apologise, it's Greg, isn't it? It's not, I think I was calling you Craig. I do apologise. I think it's Greg. It's the old ears not working quite as well as they should. It's stupid. I can hear the sort of teenager high-pitched noise outside McDonald's or in Tesco car parks and things like that. You know, the anti-loitering thing, which I shouldn't be able to at my age. The frequency, I should not be able to hear them, but I can, and I completely missed that. So really, my apologies there. The other thing I just want to say quickly on that one is my use of Sergeant Wilson in the last one wasn't trying to sort of ape peachy. I know he uses Michael Caine from the Men Who Would Be Kings film. Again, it was it's not trying to ape anything. It's just no one's accused me of it, by the way. This is my own overthinking playing in, yes. So it's all just a he just fitted the theme of that video with the, you know, do you think that's wise? And yeah, so ultimately, yeah, so I went looking for some bits. I'll remember to put these links in along with the other ones. I'm not affiliated with any of these, this is just what I found, but obviously if I'm looking for them, I didn't know they were there. It seems logical to me to put it out there. So, first we have MS Models. Now they've got a decent range, I'd love to go. This is where I'd love to go. Oh, right, we'll just flick you over to this. I'm not quite that technical just yet. But they've got a coal stay, a merchants and stays, a cottage, an abandoned slate cottage, and things are all over the country really here. Erdington Station Workman's Hut. Now, I still, as I said before, this is still my favourite railway company. The fact I'm going really heavily LMS just really suits what I want to hear, and the fact that nothing Great Western has appeared so far. The castle is coming now. There's going to be a castle in the future. Hornby said they're going to do it. Apologies for there. So yeah, something like that would be really good. Small industrial building, brilliant. Workshop and lean-to, coal stairs on their own. Small station platform, water tower. That looks. Not sure what that one. Does it say what it was based on? Knaresborough. The prices seem very reasonable. Like the one that really got me excited here, I think these are 3D prints looking at them, but the one that really got me excited here is LNWR/LMS Goodshed. Now, wow, I need a good shed for my layout, so that is perfect. At £25, that seems very, very reasonable. You can also get Erdington Station building as well. They do some tunnel portals, Quainton, footbridge, platform-based footbridge, Buxton TMD depot. Something else I'm very interested in because it's very definitely in the right area, particularly it's a Midland, I believe Barrow Hill was a Midland shed originally. I don't think it was Northwestern, but anyway, it's an LMS shed, ex-LMS shed. Barrow Hill Roundhouse is water tower. That'll look really nice here, because even without a shed, the station would still need a water supply for servicing locos, filling tenders and tanks with water. Fuel storage depot, Buxton fuel, and then Buxton fueling point as well. A stone built house / cottage, a so detached stone cottage, slate built quarry cottage, a barn, a monument to Isambard Kingdom Brunel, which I might have to add to the big layout. That's only £2.99. Judy Bar Station stable, representing that time when horses were still really heavily used, and even into the BR era, that's something to remember, horses were still around, quite heavily being used, even after the war. In that early period, because remember rationing lasted, as mentioned in the last video, rationing lasted quite a long time and stuff like that. It really wasn't, you know. We have Glenfield Station here, in Leicester, on the Leicester and Swannington Railway, complementary to our Glenfield Station goods store, which is there. Very nice. So some stuff to some Boston Lodge based blacksmiths. I mean, what is that meant to be, like an engine shed or something? He could work as an engine shed himself. But they do it in TT 100 and 120 and 00 and N. So they do a lot of these things in various sizes. That's quite a large one, so that's like £32, but still good. It's Great Western style water tower. You know, Anglesey Barracks Cottage Row, Denora Quarry. So we're getting things to the 009 model. So this website's going to be a good one to check out. Stone water column, interesting. Must be a narrow gauge thing. That has to be a narrow gauge thing. Just even okay, maybe not, but it looked very good on narrow gauge. I could see that on narrow gauge. So that's number one. Trying to quickly go through these. Now, scale model scenery. Now, I have used scale model scenery for baseboards, for the layout in the box boards, and they're pretty good. I always think, but they do some different bits. Not all buildings, but there's some different bits, and potential also here. Platform coping stones. Want them to work with the Pico platforms. Quayside Harbour promenade railings. Whistle sound and whistle signs. Pack of 19 for £4.49. That seems very reasonable. You know, you can damage a few for that much, can't you? You got plenty left over still. Speed restriction signs. I take it there's a different sort of speeds. 70, 45, 5, 10, 20, 25, 35, 45, 50, 70, 100 and 125. Now I won't be needing, on Chapel End I will not be needing 125 miles an hour. I think I'll be looking at the 25 limit there for that one, but it's going to be very strange. The branch turners are going to be entirely worked by a Princess Coronation class straight away, but hey ho. Garden fencing, wrought iron railings, some really useful little scenic bits you can use to detail your layout up. A worker's cottage, some pre-weathered laser cut terracotta roof tiles, which is interesting. I don't know how those quite work. Pre-weathered supply no 5C strips are fastly easy way to cinema. Simply strips on a card sheet, trim to size and glue into place. That easy. Also, the pre-weathered, pre-coloured and pre-weathered with stunning lichen and moss effect. That is really quite good. That's quite something. That, scratch build aids, and of course, scratch build is going to be a big part of the early uptake side of this. So wooden fencing, wooden fence posts and wire. So you can post on their own or one with wire. Grey concrete slabbed 60-degree pavement corners. 120 degree, 90 degree, grey concrete slab pavement. Fence, 4-foot post and roadside fencing, and it's got little what are they called? Is it a sty? Well, you basically got like it looks like a bench that's been put through the fence, but you can stand on it to go over the fence. It's got one of those in it. 4-foot post and roadside line fencing. Some gravestones, dead centre of the town. Sorry. Shouldn't be allowed. Laser cut 5-bar fence and parish village notice boards. So that's again one of the series. There's only a couple more. And then there's in the Greenwood laser. Ooh, brag here. They state here they've got free PMP on all items. Now these look a bit more generic, but they could be useful. So they've got some rail and road bridges, trackside buildings, station buildings, some town and country buildings, houses and flats, warehouses, platform ramps and canopies, footbridges, pubs and shops and engine sheds. And these are all got MDF again. And I'm going to go through those because they've got a lot of stuff. But we'll just click on this. Yeah, they've got a Victorian terrace pub, left and right hand facing. They've got low relief versions of them, Victorian shops. So you get the idea. They've got a good one to look through. They've got quite a lot of stuff there. Okay. TT Scenics. Now I like the look of these people. Now they're doing 3D printed stuff. They've done generic stuff again, as it were. But like St Andrew's Church, a church with quite a big spire, quite impressive, bigger than the ones I think I've seen elsewhere. And obviously I get Hornby do their own models and stuff like that, but not all that's going to be applicable to what you necessarily want to do. So these things are worth it, and they do have some STL files you can buy. One of the things I like most about these folks is they do some canal stuff, which is going to be useful for the big layout if that happens. Okay, so TTS, and I'll just again, it's another one you're going to want to look through because they've got quite a bit of stuff. Not quite as much as the last place, but But I'll to read this out. TT120 is the new scale that's been given a new lease of life by Hornby, and we absolutely love it. The problem is the distinct lack of available TT120 buildings. What someone was saying earlier. And scenery on the market for the scale, so we step in. We want TT120 to survive and thrive, so we've been designing and printing buildings and line-side items to TT120 to 1:120 scale, so that all you have to do is paint and place on your layout. So these people are really rooting for the scale, and that's very promising. And actually, I say to the last bit, actually the Hornby forum I was looking at a thread about the Key Model World Live show and the TT120 representation there, which obviously was something I just commented on earlier. Now, what does BR mean for my truck there? Do I do anything to it? Now, I could really try and weather that up because private owned wagons were brought by the new company. The idea being they'd make some nice new ones, the private owners would buy them back. But there was this big event that had happened for the past 6 or so years, and there's a load of lorries and things, big trucks and that, and a lot of blokes trained how to drive them. So, yes, guess where the money went? It didn't go into new rolling stock. It went into a truck. and employing a bloke to drive it. So yes, but they were around, and I have seen some fantastic examples of really heavily weathered ones where the paint's peeling off, but you can still just about see the things. Whether I tried that on it, I don't know. We'll see. I might just keep that one pristine as my first eye for a TT120 rolling stock. But I have designed a layout, and actually found initially, if I go for the full length of this with a similar, same idea as what I've got in the 00, then my train goes from a maximum 3-coach train with a locomotive not being able to fit into the platform at both, basically, whichever end it's at, it's going to be fouling the point at that end, to a 8-coach train with a locomotive with you be able to get other ones around it. So that's quite impressive, but I wouldn't actually have room here in my fiddle yard area unless I built it go around the corner side to actually get an 8-coach train in. So I'm going to do something a bit more sensible there. Yes, but it's still a go basically. And things like what I've just seen on the screen there, LWR Super Dura i4 are going to have to wait. I think hopefully one day someone does them. Hopefully more manufacturers come on board and we can start seeing some. Ooh, the gods have spoken. The railway gods have spoken. It's bedtime. No, but regardless of lights going off, you can still see me just about. So that's right. We're just because I'm wrapping up anyway. So hopefully more people come on us online. There's a thing from Peachy saying a company is definitely very, very eager to say they are coming into the scale. And again, British Railways, I get all the diesels as well, so you know it really seems to be quite simple. I could get myself an L8, for instance, which would be quite nice. So the Duchess is not running the entire layout on its own, and there's something a bit more appropriate in the yard. But so what I've got the idea for the TT120 up here on the high level, and then underneath I'm actually thinking about putting a 009 layout just around the, but doing some interesting manoeuvres around the TT underneath. So, but something I have realised is I always, every year, you know, it's always nice this time of year with the weather being nice and mild and everything. I love it. And then it gets to summer and you're melting. And then I always struggle to find somewhere to put my fan in here. So yeah, I've actually decided to designate this corner here closest to me for the fan to sit on a raised platform, which will bring it above the layout, so it shouldn't damage anything on the layout with the breeze. I'll try and keep trees and things to a minimum here, so we're not damaging things there. But I suppose things only go off once, won't they? And you glue them back on. But yeah, I just I thought that was sensible. Right, so stay tuned for future videos, and I'm going to start putting TT120 at the beginning of my video titles as a bit of a tradition now, so you know, people can home in on someone else, hopefully being more of a positive voice moving forwards for the scale of TT120. Let's make it work, folks, because kind of need it to now. Gonna put myself in the corner with this one and try and make it work. So yeah. So yes, apparently the Stanias are imminent, not far away. They are spring, and the 2 coaches will be arriving. So we'll watch and wait and see. Right, I've got a phone call to rails in the morning, and I will speak to you all another time. Take care all, and hope you enjoy the ride. Bye for now.